Hello dear students, I am Dr. Pallavi Vinayak Velmure, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Kara. Today we are going to focus on the parental care in amphibian. In this presentation contains introduction of parental care, types of parental care and benefits of parental care in amphibians. Introduction. The parental care is a behavior and evolutionary strategy adopted by some animals involving a parental investment being made to the evolutionary of offsprings. Parent Patterns of parental care are widespread and highly diverse across the animal kingdom. Definition: looking after the eggs or young until they are independent to defend from predator is known as parental care. Second definition: the parents gives food, shelter and protection to their eggs or offspring is called parental care. Amphibians shows great diversity in parental care. Parental care increase the rate of survival of offsprings. Two ways parents take care of their offsprings. The first, maternal care, that is caring by mother to their eggs and young ones. And second way is paternal care, caring by father to their eggs and young ones is called paternal care. Types of parental caring. Parental caring is of two types. First, indirect caring and second, direct caring. We are going to start the first type, indirect caring. Indirect caring is protection by means of nests, nurseries and their shelter. The first type is the site, selection of site. Amphibians lay eggs in protected places, moist microhabitat on the land. Tropical frogs and toad lay eggs near the water bodies. Tree frogs lay eggs on leaves and branches of tree which are overhanging on the water. Phylomedusa, Placoporus, hyloids, etc. lay their eggs on foliage which are hanging over the water body. Frogs select such site because they are free from aquatic egg predator. The tadpole on hatching immediately drop down into water bodies to complete their metamorphosis. This picture is of tree frog Dendrosop ebractus in Amphloxus. The female underneath the male is laying eggs in a jelly-like matrix. This species can lay eggs either in water or out of the water. Next method is frothing of water to protect the eggs and their young ones from the predator. Some anurans, just after laying the eggs surrounding the water body, is made frothy by wriggling movement of hind limbs so that the eggs are prevented from desiccation and can accept the sight of predator. Both male and female participated in this method. Third type or third method is foam nest. In the Japanese tree frog Rhacophorus sageri, the mating couple dig hole or tunnel into which eggs are laid in frothy mass to avoid desiccation. During rainy season, hatching tadpole are washed down in river or pond. Example, Leptodactylus species. This species, this is the female tree frog, Leptodactylus mystacinus. She stirs up foaming mass of mucus and fill it in water. She lay eggs in them. After developing tadpole in the nest, readily enter in water bodies, while some anurans lay eggs in nest of foam floating on water. When tadpole hatch, they fall into water. In India, foam nest has been recorded in Rhacophorus maculatus by many scientists. Fourth method of parental caring is mud nest. The tree frog Hyla fiber male dig a small hole in mud of shallow water in which female lay her eggs. Next method is tree nest. The South American tree frog Philomedusae trypochondrialis lay eggs in folded leaf nest with marginal glue together by cloacal secretion. This is another example, that is Rhacophorus called as flying frog laid their eggs on overhanging leaves which protect them from the predator. Next method is shoot nest. Triton frog construct shoot nest on shoot of tree in which female lays egg and the young ones are developed. Nest covered with gelatinous secretion. The next method is through direct development. In direct development, there is no metamorphosis occurs in some species. Eggs hatches directly into little frogs, thus it avoiding larval mortality and predator attack. In the red-backed salamander Platodon cirirus, the hatching are miniature of the adult. Examples, hyloids, hyla and nebulosa. This picture is of hyloid frog in which direct development takes place. Hyla and nebulosa are some examples of direct development. Next method is defending eggs. Many species of amphibians guard eggs and attack the invading intruders. Male of green frog Rana clamitans maintain territory and defend eggs from intruders. This picture is of Autodrax. The female lay eggs in a dry hole on the soil or in the hole on the tree. The parent also live in the hole and protect the eggs until and unless larvae develop from the eggs. Next method is with the formation of gelatinous bag. Some amphibians make transparent gelatinous bag by their mucus secretion. Example, Salamandra caeserlingi. This picture is of Salamandra caeserlingi. Each small aquatic salamander female construct gelatinous bag like structure in which in second picture the bag is attached to an aquatic plant below the water. In this bag the eggs are stored, thus they are protected by this type of nest. Second type of parental caring in amphibia is indirect caring. In the indirect caring, the first method is coiling around the eggs. In Cognoil, Amphuma and certain Sicilians, the female lay large eggs in burrows in damp soil and carefully guards them by coiling her body around them until they hatched. In this picture is of Ichthyopis female. She lays a large egg in burrows in damp soil and coiling her body around eggs until the eggs hatched. Second type or second method in direct caring is transferring tadpole to the water. Phyllobates, this is the picture of phyllobates and ortholapids, palobates, dendrobatals, etc. deposit their eggs on land. In tadpole hatching out, they are quickly transferred to the bag of one of their parents and the parents transported in the water. In this picture, Allobates fumoralis, which is a poisonous frog, after hatching out, tadpole quickly transfer on back and they are transported in the water. The third method is eggs glued to the body. Many species glue their eggs to neck, thigh and other parts of body. For example, Demochnathus species glue their eggs to the necks, and second example, allied species glue their eggs to the thighs. In first picture, Demochnathus species glue their eggs to the necks, and in second picture, allied species they glue their eggs to the thighs. This In this second picture, the allied species, the female lay eggs and male entangle them around the hind legs. Male carries the eggs until they are hatched. Once they hatch, they are transferred to the water body. The fourth type Fourth method is eggs in a bag pouch. In marsupial frogs or toads, female carries the eggs on her back either in an open oval depression, a closed pouch or individual pockets. In Nototrema, also the eggs are placed over the back in a single large brood pouch covered by the skin and open posteriorly in front of cloacal aperture. In this figure, egg brooding and larval development in Pratinzena goldii. In the first figure, the female with an egg sac with eggs of 7 days after mating. The foam has disintegrated and the matrix is very clear, firm but somewhat flexible mass. In second picture, the female with a 12 eggs of 19 days old, 4 days prior to hatching. The pigmented bell-shaped gills have completely developed to the embryos. Next method is brooding pouch as an organ. Some amphibians use their buccal cavity as a pouch. An example is Hylambates. Second example, some amphibians use their stomach as a brooding pouch. An example is Rheobatrachus. Some amphibians use their vocal sac. An example is Rhinoderma. See, these are three examples. The first is Hylambates, which is use their buccal cavity as brooding pouch. Second is the Rheobatrachus, which use stomach as a brooding pouch. And third, Rhinoderma, the vocal sac used as a brooding pouch. Next method of direct caring is ovoviviparity. Eggs are laid but retained in oviduct and gives birth to young ones. Example, Dermophis. African toads gives birth to a little frog. Viviparity is widespread in order Gymnophiona, for example, Giginophis, Geotripis, Dermophis, Tryphinectus, etc. This is the example of Dermophis. Benefits of parental care. The first benefit is it is important for survival of young ones, and second, it improves offspring quality in a way that leads to increased offspring's survival and reproduction in the future when the parents are no longer associated with offsprings. Thank you.